Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is part two of the Sump build. Before we get to the video, just kind of want to let you guys know, because you'll find out anyway in the third one, in the final one, that so the new flower horn I got died. RJ, he died. So I got him last Thursday. Last Thursday, I got him on the way home from work, and for the first 2 to 3 days, he was fine, swimming around, eating. And then the last two or 3 days, I'm trying to remember the timeline. I think it was like Saturday. From starting at some point Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, he stopped eating and had white stringy poop. And I knew that was an issue. There's a lot of different reasons why they can get that. It can be parasites, it can be stress from him going to a new tank. So I've also had fish in the past that had it for a couple days and then it went away and they never had it again. So I'd figure I'd give him a couple of days. And then, so it was Monday morning, I left for work, and I actually think he had the same stringy poop hanging from him for a couple of days. So he was backed up. And so that was Monday. In the morning, he wouldn't eat, and he was just kind of sitting in his little pot home that I made him. And then so Monday after work, I went to my local fish store and I got General Cure, which is supposed to cure white stringy poop and other parasites. I came home, he was on the bottom of the tank dead. You know, I just can't freaking win anymore. Obviously, I was not attached to this new flower horn like Ragnar, but I was really hoping to grow another one out. And there's no more flower horns in the city over here locally anymore. I can order one online. It's $50 shipping. That doesn't even include the price of the flower horn. So I'm just at my freaking wits' ends with this crap. I'm still gonna finish this Sump build, and so that Monday I got home from work, I found him dead. I immediately took him right back to Petco, and they had I got my money back, and they had a little electric blue Jack Dempsey. So I bought him. He's about an inch and a quarter long. Never had an electric blue Jack Dempsey before. I have had regular Jack Dempseys. I don't know exactly how they are by themselves alone in the tank. For the last couple of days, he's been eating and swimming around. He swims up and down the glass a lot, like he kind of wants to get out. You know, that's not really a good sign, but he only does that for a little while, then he'll swim around. He has been eating. And the General Cure medication that I bought for RJ that I couldn't use because he was dead, I put that in the tank before I put in this new electric blue Jack Dempsey, just to be on the safe side, just to kill anything on the water or anything that would be in this new Jack Dempsey. I added about half the amount you're supposed to do just to have a little bit in there. I tested my water, the temperature and everything, just to see like if that was part of why RJ died. But no, all the parameters were fine. So just getting extremely frustrated over here and pissed off. Especially with the whole coronavirus thing going on. I'm just trying to keep busy, keep my mind occupied, family and my hobbies and stuff like that. And this fish thing, just everything's freaking going wrong. Ragnar died. Just had to get rid of the 100-gallon, and then I set up all this. Then RJ dies, and now I don't know what to do. Honestly, I know electric blue Jack Dempseys can be hard to keep, that they easily die. Then to be honest with you, I'm not expecting this fish to live. But I figured, you know, I exchanged RJ for him. He was basically the same price, and I figured, what the heck, let's see what happens with him. So I don't know how he's gonna do, and I'm not expecting him to survive. And if he doesn't, I don't know where I'm gonna go from here with the fish hobby. I only have a 40-gallon breeder now, and I will set this Sump up. And I'm actually really leaning to, if he doesn't make it, then I may try to go saltwater. I will already have the whole setup for it. I got a 40-gallon breeder, which would be a decent size. I got a Sump. Maybe I'll go saltwater. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, just letting you guys know what's going on. RJ died, and now there's an electric blue Jack Dempsey, which I will show in the next video, the final video of this Sump build. As of right now, everything is set up and ready to go. I will get it running probably tomorrow, next couple of days, and then I'll make a video this weekend, or maybe sooner. But so anyway, here is the rest of the video on everything being completely done and then the next video I'll show it all set up. So here it is. So last video we made the overflow box, a little bit of the plumbing for that, and the intake hoses, and all that stuff's over there. I will show you that in a minute. But here's the sump. This, I just silicone this. Sorry I didn't show you guys. If you actually want to see me put this together, I actually already have a video on that, but I do want to show this one is slightly different. Let's see if I can get a good angle here. So this sump's very similar to the 29 gallon I built. However, all I've done is lost one chamber, which I don't really need. That was kind of an extra chamber that I had, more mechanical filtration. So this one, first chamber is set up just like the other sump that I did. It goes all the way to the ground and is sealed on the sides. This is 12 inches tall. So the water is gonna come in here. I'm gonna have my heater in here also. Water stirs around. We'll come up over the first one, go down. This is where, in this one, I'm gonna have all my mechanical filtration, some sponges, filter floss. And then if you can see, this one is about an inch from the bottom. It does not go down. So the water is gonna go down, come up under this whole area, will be completely filled with biomedia. That's 12 inches by 9 by 8 inches, 864 square inches of biomedia. So water is going to start in here, go over, mechanical, bio, over to the pumps. The pumps will be in this last chamber and back to the tank. Very, very, very simple setup. Don't really need anything more than this with the 40 gallon breeder. This is going to make the tank so much more healthier, having this much more water. And I'm pretty sure I kind of tried to measure this. I believe this is going to give me just about half the space of the 20. It's going to be almost equally or almost perfectly 10 gallons. We'll see. The water is actually, it's going to start up here, but when it comes down, it's going to be at the level of this. That's how that works. So as soon as that water comes over, it's going to go down to about here and go under and then go over, and then this chamber alone, this is the one you have to refill. When you have a sump, the water level in your tank doesn't matter. The water level in here doesn't matter. This matters. This is the only place in a sump setup where the water will evaporate and go down, and you have to keep an eye on that so your pumps are fully submerged with water. So I'm gonna let this sit. It's about 5 o'clock Sunday. I'm gonna let this sit till tomorrow night when I get off work, cured full 24 hours, and then I'm going to rinse it out really good, and then I'm gonna have to do a mock-up on the tank with all the plumbing before I get it running, because I still need to run the PVC pipe from the overflow to that. And in order to make sure I do that right, obviously, I need to set this all up on the tank and mock it up. And then I can kind of cement all the piping with the PVC glue. I am not gonna have a cemented PVC pipe going straight from here all the way down to the tank. That would make moving this around, if I ever have to, a complete nightmare. I'm gonna have about 1 inch, probably about 2 inches of PVC stick out here, and then I can attach this coupling. So all I have to do is just detach this, and this I can move around. After this coupling, all that's gonna be sealed over to the sump. And these things are beautiful. These little contraptions here, which you saw in the last video that hold the hose, these came with my canister filter. I couldn't use these on my 55 gallon tank. These just would not fit over the plastic trim, so I was never able to use them. With the 40 gallon breeder, these fit, and this is really cool. These will actually lock on the trim, and this is the plumbing I made. So these hoses, I can move this around and angle this at any direction I want, and I want it that way so that I can have these returns where the water comes out basically right at the level of my water. So in a power outage, this will not suck water back into the tank. It'll be an almost instantaneous loss of siphon. All right, so I tested the sump and it is all sealed where it needs to be. It does not leak where it's not supposed to leak. The only issue I did have with this is because the baffles are thin. I went ahead and put a brace right here. This front one bowed a little bit too bad. I don't know if you can see, put a little acrylic brace. So it's cementing onto this acrylic, and then I'm gonna silicone it to the glass right there after that dries. This one stayed perfectly in place because it had the same water level that goes across. The water level on this one, I want it only an inch below, so this one barely moved either. So all in all, it does work. Next time I definitely will use thicker baffles, but it'll work. I'll put that brace in there. I can still get my arm in there, and that'll work. And here's, most of this has dried. Here is the acrylic overflow box. So the pipe is actually glued onto it, and that'll still work. That way I don't have to worry about this getting knocked around in here. All right, guys, the sump build is ready to be installed. Other than, so here is the pipe that's going down to the sump. This is still needs to dry and cure. I glued this about an hour ago when I just did that video showing it all mocked up on the tank, and then I took it off and I glued it all together. This is what is going to connect to the overflow box, which you saw. So I gotta wait till tomorrow. Wait till this is all cured and dry. So I got my pumps. There's the return hoses, the pipe to go to the sump, overflow box. I also added this little, that's a foam one end sticky that came with one of my HOB filters. I was able to put that on so that it helps level this on the back of the tank and keeps this straight. And I made this long enough so it touches the bottom of the sump, and then I just drilled the holes for the water to come out. That way this will keep this whole thing stable. There's the pipe, doesn't move. So this thing will be nice and stable. There is the little brace that I put on there. This came out really, really good. This will not bow as much as it did, and the rest of these will be fine. So that's it for part 2. Next video, I will show this all up and running, and I'll go over as much of it as I can on what I did. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This is part 2. Stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully have that sump, have everything up and running and the video this weekend, Saturday or Sunday or something. All right, guys, thanks.